Hello and welcome. This is Michele Christensen of One Noteworthy Life, and this is a Plan With Me video for the year 2019. I'm using OneNote for Windows 10, and I'm going to walk you through the first part of my annual plan, which is an overview of all of the big events of the year by month. Now, I myself am an avid OneNote fan, and I use OneNote to keep just about every single thing in my life organized and moving forward, and it's big things, small things, and everything in between. I'm also a blogger at onenoteworthylife.com, and I host the OneNote Bullet Journal Facebook group. Now, let me show you. This is the completed plan, which I've already done. This is all like the kind of big landmark events that I know about this year. And I fill this in every year because it helps me keep track of these things. And it also lets me know when I have slower times of the year and when I could take on a bigger project. And it lets me know when I'm busier, when I wouldn't want to take on anything new. And it makes sure that important things like family celebrations and vacations and deadlines with my dogs or my business or whatever are all accounted for and scheduled. Now, normally this is much more full, and these empty months you see here, I would probably slot in a big project that I've been trying to get to. I have deliberately kept it light this year and only put in just like the few things that I know about. I want to leave lots of open times to complete lots of small tasks, and I'll talk more about that later in this video and in the second video of this 2019 Plan With Me. So my theme for 2019 is Be Ready, and I'm going to cover that in the second 2019 Plan With Me. In part, what that means for me is catching up on just a ton of small things and not taking on as many multi-part ambitious projects as I might in a year. And that's why I have kept that plan empty. So again, I'll talk about this more later, but I really want to focus this year on kind of getting rid of those just lingering tons of small tasks. So I'm going to show you how I created this. I'm going to go back and let's look at the completed one again, and then I'll show you how I created it. So it's very simple. It's just a 3-column by 4-row table. And then I add the months, and then I add the events. So I'm going to start over here. And the first thing we're going to do is click Insert Table. And again, it's 3 columns wide by 4 rows deep. And that's the beginning of it. And then I add the months. And then I start by filling in what I know on each month. And one of the things I like about using tables is that it will expand and grow as you fill it. And then if something takes up more than a line, you can, change the width of the table if you want. So let's say I'm going to just make up some events here. Let's see. Let's call it on the 21st, I'm helping. And then on the 31st, I have a party in downtown. Now, one of the things I like about doing this in OneNote is that, let's say later, I get invited to something on the 25th. I can drag this or copy and paste it if that's easier, so that it all stays in order. And I like to keep them in order so I have a sense of how the month is going to unfold. Now, how much detail you add is up to you. You can keep this really high level, or you can really drill in and treat this more like it's going to hold everything that you need to know about. Whatever's helpful to you. I like to keep it kind of high level and things that are going to need some planning and some effort. Now you can also add links to this as well. So let's say on this day, so you can do links to another OneNote page, or you can do web links. So I'm going to show you a quick shortcut to link to another OneNote page and create that page at the same time. So let's say on February 22nd, I have Tina's birthday party. So I'm going to, I put the 22nd in there, and I'm going to use these double brackets. They are right above the Enter key on my keyboard. So there's two, actually, let me just make this whole thing bigger so that it's easier to see for this. So again, back to Tina's birthday party on the 22nd. I put these two right angle brackets in, and I'm going to write Tina's birthday. And you can see that down here, it created a page called Tina's birthday. So I could paste in a copy of the invitation, paste list gift ideas, list a dish I need to bring. So you know that you have the event, but you can also corral all the details and have it right with the event like that. Now, if you already have a page created, you can use the same technique to link to an already created page. So let's say I wanted to write in a blog post on Tina's birthday party. This is kind of a weird example, but it'll show the technique. So I'm going to use that same double brackets, and I'm going to type in the exact name of that page and close up the double brackets. And so I must have a typo in there because it should not have created a new page. But you can link to an existing OneNote page. Let's try it again. Okay, so this time it worked. If I click this, it will take me to my intro page. Now, as you saw, I can make the font really big. You can also, like I like to make these months maybe a different color. So I'm just going to pick a really bright color here so that it looks really obvious that I've made them different. And the reason I like this format of 3 columns wide by 4 rows is that each quarter of the year is on a different row. And then you could do anything you can do with the text formatting you can do here. So we could make this nice and big so that it stands out a little more. And then if you do any color coding for yourself or family members or different projects or area of life, you can do that as well. You can do that with font colors, which is in the home menu. So let's say I want my volunteer opportunities green, and maybe I want my party events in blue. So something like that works. And then you can also use highlighters if you like that. And it's just another way to do color coding if that helps you. So as I mentioned, I'm going to go back to the completed plan for me. Last year I had this much fuller, and I had, wanted to fit in some big projects. So if I had those, or if they come up, I kind of have a sense of when to fit them. So if you look, May is completely empty, and in April, the only thing I have is the U.S. tax deadline falls near mid-April. So if I were to do those taxes early, I could have those 2 months for a big block of uninterrupted time that I could do something like if I had to have a non-emergency medical procedure or do a home improvement project or something like that. Like that would be a good time to slot that in. And that's where the real usefulness of this comes in. So I want to encourage you to just try and make this really personal and include anything that is relevant to you or your family or the way you live. So if there's something that you do every year, like maybe a 3-day music festival, or you have back to school, or college dorm move outs or something like that, anything that is relevant to your family and the way you live that is kind of a big event for the year, I would encourage you to put that on here. And then finally, kind of a next level tip would be when you go to create next year's, just copy this and then edit it, because a lot of these things are going to stay the same. Like people's birthdays don't change, and, school calendars may change a little, but you're probably going to have the same events year over year. So I know this is a really simple page, but it is really useful. So even though it's quick to create, I feel like the payoff is really big on it. And if you have any questions or comments or anything you'd like to see in more detail, or things I didn't explain well, go ahead and drop that in the comments, and I'll do my best to reply to you. If you like this and you want to see more videos like this, please subscribe by hitting the subscribe button. Thanks a lot for watching, and I wish you an awesome new year. Bye-bye.